Hello everyone, it's Doom here, once again, playing a video game. Now today it is Vampire the Masquerade, and you might be questioning why I have been gone for a month, and why I am no longer continuing Fire Emblem 8 The Sacred Stones. The reason for that is I got really unlucky several times in a row, and I didn't have the will to continue. And since Fire Emblem 8 is the one that punched me out in the face, I'm gonna wait until I can actually summon the strength to do it again, so you can effectively consider the series cancelled. And since we have a cancelled series, and I have now found the will to play again at all, I think we shall play a video game that is called this. And to do that, we need to start a new game. For those that do not know, The Vampire the Masquerade is an RPG created by Troika Industries, or was it Troika Games? I forgot. I think it was Troika Games. That takes place in the White Wolf tabletop universe, Vampire the Masquerade. A new game starts with creating a new character. Would you like to answer a series of questions about the type of vampires you play and blah 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 blah, or we're going to go directly to our character tree? We're going to go do that. As you hear, we have to select our clan, which is basically the type of vampire powers we get, and some passive bonuses. The first is the Bruja. Oh yeah, we can also select gender, and if you have the unofficial patch, which literally everyone but me can get. I have no idea where people get that thing. Bruja are passionate idealists and rebels, more likely to fight for their rights than write protest songs. In life, most Brujas sought social change, and in death, most claimers commonly seek the creation of a vampiric utopia. As militant radicals, they are renowned for their combat skills, but are also more likely to frenzy due to their hot bloodiness, so to speak. They receive a +1 to their brawl skills, but are penalized with a -2 to all friend checks due to their zealous natures. There's also the Gangrel. Suppose I should show both sprites. Don't remember if I did that to Bruja. Anyways. Gangrel are wild loners that are most in tune with the beast within, allowing them to shapeshift into more beastly forms. Nomadic in nature, Gangrels care little about vampire politics and prefer to dwell and hunt in the outskirts of society. Because of their animalistic nature, they receive a +5 to strength, stamina, and wits during frenzy. Because of their inherent fair nature, Gangrels receive a -1 on all frenzy checks. In the Malkavian, Malkavians are known as lunatics because of their ability to hear voices of insight and subject others to their insanity through their discipline dementation. This world appears much different to the Malkavian than it does to the sane clans, although the extent of Malkavian manners depend on the individual, a blessing and a curse. A Malkavian's insanity will help or hinder them, depending on how much they struggle against their nature. So Malkavians start with a +2 bonus to inspection. And there's Nosferatu, which look like Orlok. I wonder if there's a connection. Hideous, skulking, and powerful, even in the world of monsters, the Nosferatu stand out. The Embrace twists and deforms their physical features, forcing them to seek sanctuary underground. Nosferatu are masters of the shadows. Due to their curse, Nosferatu have an appearance of 0 and can never raise it higher. And they hide their existence from common humans. Having shared the darkness of the room for so long, vampires are able to draw extra nourishment from rats, which is not vampiric magic. Anyways, we also have the Toreador, aka Teplix. Toreador picture themselves as artists and visionaries, and they value the high society mentality that the Camarilla reinforces. Of all clans, the Toreador are the most connected to the mortal world through arts and entertainment. Toreador are beautiful creatures, svelte and seductive, and move almost effortlessly through the society of the living. The Toreador's empathy is both a gift and a burden. All humanity's shifts are doubled. Tremere, aka Douchebags Part 2. Blood sorcerers born from mystic rituals and diablerie. The Tremere are the least trusted of the Camarilla. By the way, diablerie, I believe, is basically vampiric cannibalism. The ritual that Tremere used to transform the living mages into undying monsters stripped them of their magic arts. To compensate, the vampires clan developed thaumaturgy, the powerful discipline of blood magic. The clan guards its secrets jealously and are the only ones who wield this powerful discipline. Pursuit of arcane knowledge comes before all else, and the reliance upon it has weakened the bloodline. Tremere can raise no physical attribute above rank 4. And in turn, thaumaturgy is the best discipline in the game, in my opinion. And then you have the Ventrue, which are Douchebags Part 3. Truly, the upper echelons of society, the Ventrue are seen as the honorable and virtuous leaders of the Camarilla. They wholeheartedly support the Masquerade, influencing the mortal and undead worlds to help them maintain the Masquerade as well as garner support for themselves. Clan Ventrue is an exclusive and powerful gathering of immortals, and even the lowliest initiate of Clan Ventrue can expect special treatment in kindred society. This regal bloodline, however, gains no nourishment from the low-born and thin-blooded. Ventrue gain no blood from feeding on animals. Feeding on the love-hating prostitutes and the homeless can cause the Ventrue to vomit. I believe it's kind of a translation, because in the regional tabletop, Ventrue had to feed from one specific group. I don't think there was actually any limit to it, so Ventrue could actually only feed on like pigs, but they could literally only feed on pigs. I might be wrong there. I've never played it. I'm only going from what I know. So there's a lot of options here, and let's see, Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo, Toreador. So we're gonna be Douchebugs Part 1 male. The reason I'm doing this is because they're basically the most well-balanced of the races, I guess clans, technically, in my opinion. And since they rely on social, you can more easily talk your way out of a situation if you don't have the physical stats for it, and you can get, while spending time to get the physical stats for it. That's basically my logic. I think we're going to go for put our mental skill point, which has perception, which will increase our awareness of the surrounding, which is ranged combat and inspection. Intelligence will research and intimidate. I'm not exactly sure why intelligence makes your intimidation. I guess that means you can make like more creative insults. And wit will determine our defense, so I guess ability to predict where the enemy will strike us, and our hacking, better guessing of passwords. Charisma is how well we smile. Manipulation is how well we haggle. So, what would be the term here? Commit tax fraud. And our appearance is how, well, I guess if you're a man, your pecs look, and if you're female, your boobs. Since you're a vampire, that means you're dead, so. But since we have 2 social, we're probably going to want to go for the persuasion feat, as in my opinion, that is the best and most useful. And for our physical traits, we cannot put anything because we are a weak Toreador. But strength will improve our unarmed and melee combat, dexterity will improve our lockpicking and sneaking, and stamina will prevent our ability to not die from bullets and bats. Brawl will make it also improve our melee, dodge will also improve our defense, intimidate will also improve your intimidation, subterfuge also increases your seduction. I feel like subterfuge should actually improve your persuasion, but balance, I guess. Anyhow, we can have 3 talents, and I'm not gonna go for intimidate. I actually like to put them just all of them into dodge. That seems like it'd actually be the most useful, as that'd give us 5 defense, which is actually pretty damn good. I'm probably not gonna go brawl since I'd rather use a melee weapon. Speaking of a melee weapon, I think we'll actually pick that up. Security is for lockpicking, but we have blood buff early on, which will allow us to lockpick most things, and we won't need stealth immediately right off the bat. Then we have computer, which is hacking, finance, which is also haggle. I think I might actually consider this later on when we start transitioning from melee to guns. Because generally, in my opinion, how you want to go is that you want to start like 2 dots in like melee and or like 3 depending if you're more offensive or defensive. But since we already have 3 in brawl, I'd probably just pick up like 2 in melee, then start building firearms and perception, and then late game we'll switch to using guns. And since guns eat up ammunition, having some finance will help us out by improving our haggle. We could also improve our research through intelligence and scholarship. However, right now we do not need that. So we also finally have to improve our discipline. There's aspects which reveals your which adds to your wits, which will further improve your defense and perception. Then you have celerity, which will make you faster, and we have presence, which makes your enemies weaker. It's like an area debuff. Of these, I'd say that early on celerity is going to be our best. However, later on, due to its increase in wits, which is an increase in firearms. Wait, never mind. Wits is an increase in... Wait, does it increase wits? Yeah, it increases wits and perception. See, aspects would be better later on, but right now celerity is probably the best. And presence I don't really like. It reduces enemies' effectiveness in combats, and I just don't think it's that effective. penalty to stats, which I suppose it could be good, but I don't like it that much. It's best used if overwhelmed, and I'd rather not be overwhelmed in the first place. Now that we have finally made our character, let us begin and die horribly. Like what? Oh no. Oh god, it's gonna become our character's voice in dialogue now. We're doomed. I feel like I've lost a lot of blood. I wonder if there's a connection. Also, my neck kind of sore. Did you have... What? Ow.
Good evening.
Hey there.
My apologies for disrupting any business or interfering with prior engagements you may have had this evening. It's unfortunate that the affair that gathers us together tonight is a trouble. We are here because the laws that bind our society, the laws that are the fabric of our existence, have been broken. As Prince, I am within my rights to grant or deny the kindred of this city the privilege of siring. Many of you have come to me seeking permission, and I have endorsed some of these requests. However, the accused that sits before you tonight was not refused permission. Indeed, my permission was never sought at all. They were caught shortly after the embrace of this child. It pains me to announce the sentence, as up to tonight I considered the accused a loyal and upstanding member of our organization. But as some of you may know, the penalty for this transgression is death. Know that I am no more adjudicator than I am a servant to the law that governs us all. Let tonight's proceedings serve as a reminder to our community that we must adhere to the code that binds our society, lest we endanger all of our blood. Forgive me. Let the penalty commence.
That seems excessively useless.
Which leads to the fate of the ill-begotten progeny.
Is that me?
Without sire, most children are doomed to walk the earth never knowing their place, their responsibility, and most importantly, the laws they must obey. Therefore, I have decided that this is bullshit! If Mr. Rodriguez would let me finish, I have decided to let this kindred live.
Oh,
They shall be
thanks.
instructed in the ways of our kind and be granted the same rights. Let no one say I am unsympathetic to the plights and causes of this community. I thank you all for attending these proceedings, and I hope their significance is not lost.
Don't worry, it never is with me.
Your sire, tragic, my apologies. But you see, there is a strict code of conduct that all of us must adhere to.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
When anyone breaks these laws, they undermine the well-worn fabric of our centuries-old society. Understand my predicament. Allowing you to live makes me directly responsible for your subsequent behavior. So, what I'm offering is not generosity, but the opportunity to transcend the fate woven by your sire. This is your trial. You will be brought to Santa Monica. There you will meet an agent by the name of Mercurio. He will provide the details of your labor. I've shown you great clemency. Prove it was more than a wasted gesture, fledgling. Don't come back until you do. Good evening.
Thanks, boss. Yes, we can move around and switch to first and third person. Miraculous. And over here's a guy.
What a scene, man. Ooh-wee. Then they just plop me out here like a naked baby in the woods. How about that? Look, kiddo, it's probably a lot for you to take in, so, why don't you let me show you the ropes? Wait a second.
Alright. Who are you?
I'm shot. What's important is I'm offering help. You make it back from Santa Monica with your hide and we'll trade life stories, okay? Till then, I got about this much time. You in or out?
Okay, I could use the help.
All right. Now, we ain't got much time, but I figured somebody should fill you in on the bare bones stuff at least. Could save your hide. You look wobbly. You even had a drink yet?
No.
Oh, man, we're popping a cherry here. You're gonna love this. All right, check it out. Blood, it's your new rack of lamb, your new champagne, like your new fucking heroin, kid. Get ready, though, because, hey, it's never as sweet as the first time.
What do I do?
Down around the corner there, I saw this human, or else he can't find his car.
So what do I do?
Go down there, casual. Creep up on him. Bare those little fangs and feed him. Don't worry if you weren't captain of the wrestling team or something, because it'll come so natural you think you've done it 1,000 times already.
If it's one of those nights, I could use drink.
Go for it. Be sure though, this is important, so listen up. Be sure not to drain them dry, okay? Might be hard to resist, but don't kill them.
Alright. This is your blood pool. Blood is the fuel from your vampiric powers, or discipline. When your blood pool is low, you need to refill it. Humans are an abundant source of blood in the most areas game. One is in the alley around that dark corner. So first, you need to find them. Then you need to lock on target. By the way, feeding on humans fills your blood pool. Thank you, Captain Obvious. To feed, approach your victim and press F key when you are close. It is important that the humans do not see you feed on other humans. Once you have begun feeding on your victim, you will see this bar appear on the top. This represents your victim's blood pool, of which until they die. You should stop feeding before emptying his blood pool and killing him. Press F again to stop feeding. This is an important note, since we're a Toreador, instead of one humanity lost from killing a human, we lost 2. So we're just gonna kind of hug this bastard until he dies. Actually, no, we won't. We'll do it until he falls unconscious and then probably dies from blood loss.
Hell yeah, you're feeling it. I can see it in your eyes. You're a born-again predator. Feel that blood bubbling inside you, lifting you up. That's it, kid. That's what it's all about right there.
Great. When do I get my head? Do I get to pick the color?
You got the blood, you're feeling all kick-ass, feel better than your best day living, but wait, it gets better. All kindred. Kindred, that's our word for vampire. All kindred have a few things in common. Things that set them right square above humans on a food chain.
Yeah, like what?
Like sharper senses, a body that can take a beating, and if you play your cards right, eternal life. That's no sure bet. Still, the chance of immortality's not a bad deal. And that's just for starters. French benefits for joining the club.
So I'm going to live forever?
You can still be destroyed, but forget the books and the movies. Garlic, worthless. A cross, shove it right up their ass. A steak, only if it catches you in the heart, and then it just paralyzes. Running water, that's no problem. I bathe. Occasionally. Now, a shotgun blast to the head. Oh, that's trouble, boy. Fire, that's real trouble. Sunlight, well, you catch the sunrise and it's all over, kiddo. Get it?
Got it.
Okay, now.
Probably something horribly wrong.
You get inside and head upstairs. Be up in a bit. I'm just gonna go see what the ruckus is.
Okay. At the bottom of your screen is the use icon. The icon appears when you're able to use the object in front of you. Press the use key to use the object that it indicates. Context sensitive, that is, when you look different depending on the object you can use, blah blah blah. Basically, depending on what you can do, you does different things. A miracle, I know. And we can press the spacebar to jump. This is why I failed at lost levels. Your feats are the combination of your various abilities and attributes. The higher your feat scores, the better you are at activities they influence. Inspection is a feat. It is the combination of perception and investigation. There's the hidden and secret things, for example. The lockpicks on the crate in front of you. You can find your feats listed on the right-hand side of your character sheet. You pick up certain objects in the world. If you were to pick up an object, you'll see the use icon for it when you are close enough to the crosses and the sentries can go over it. So let's press the E key to pick up that lockpick, where we will have gained the lockpick as an item. So what's up? Since I'm no longer pretending to be an idiot. What's the prince of? What am I supposed to do then?
Heads up. Back away.
That is a waste of ammunition. Fancy.
Dumb frenzied Sabat bastards. Alright, we gotta vamoose out the back quick. I'll stay and keep a watch out. You get us into the office. The door's around the corner here.
I'm on it, sir. As they say. Oh, by the way, if you press L, you can gain quest. You can look at your quests. Accidentally skipped over that. When this door is locked, you'll see this use icon. Locking using a combination of dexterity and security is a feat that helps you open locked doors with a lockpick. And our lockpick is reusable and does not require a minigame. And I skipped over the next thing. Whoops. My mistake. Someone broke in, and it's probably Jack, and it is.
Shortcut. Yeah, nicely done, though. Not exactly an angel in life, were you?
I had my moments.
Cool. Now, if you want a lesson on how really not to act, take notes from those Sabat assholes. You're a big bad vampire. Yeah, great, congrats. Now keep it to yourself. You go roar and you beat your chest, and that's what you can expect.
Wait, I've still got this list of people from high school. Why not?
Same reason you don't let humans see you feeding. It's why the wolf doesn't want the sheep to know he's there. It's also why you don't go juggling dumpsters or outrun the 815 from Sacramento. And it's why you didn't know any of this when you woke up this morning.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Keep our secret secret, and you make things easier on all of us. We're living in the age of cell phone cameras. Fuck-ups ain't tolerated. Makes sense enough, right? Well, it ain't a casual thing for a fledgling like you.
What do you mean? What could happen?
That party back there with the guy in the suit and the Magilla gorilla? The assholes that put your sire to death? That's the Camarilla. They make a tidy business out of enforcing vampire laws like this one.
I see.
Alright, now don't worry, because I know the area. You know what? I'm glad we're in this situation, you and I. It illustrates a point. You gotta utilize your surroundings.
Okay, but what does that mean exactly? It's not like we're utilizing your situation is utilizing your surroundings.
Theft, destruction of property, breaking and entering. These will be the least of your sins before the night's out. So look around here. You gotta get out the back. That magnetically sealed door. Must be a key someplace.
I'll find it. Of course I will. Now, we have two options. Blah, blah, blah. Most of it will be password protected. Control C. Now, the thing is, we cannot hack. I stand corrected. We can hack. Yes. Maybe with that we can unlock. Which will unlock the safe, which we cannot normally lockpick. And if you cannot hack, there's an event above it.
Out the back. I'll meet you out in the alley there. I'm gonna check out things from topside.
Got it, sir. Of course I do. I forgot I actually get Wits improved hacking. Anyways, let's... You've been wounded by the Sabbat. The blue bar represents your current level of health. As you stand regular damage, it will turn black. If your health is completely depleted, you suffer a final death, and your game is over. Health regenerates over time. When you are feeding, your health regenerates much faster. If your health bar begins to turn yellow, it means you have sustained aggravated damage, which basically never heals naturally. Certain hazards like fire and supernatural attacks cause aggravated damage. It takes much longer to heal than regular damage. However, we did not receive aggravated damage.
Fucking waste of unlight, these Sabbat vatos. You get winged? Hey, look at them potholes. Those will close up soon enough. And feed though. There's someone down the stairs here. It's not the freshest catch, but it'll do.
What's the difference? Blood is blood, right?
Now, when it comes to feeding, it's quality blood you're looking for, not the quantity. Bums and lowlife don't pack the same punch that a healthy, well-bred human will. Juice bags with a pedigree, that's the good stuff. But you gotta take what you can get. You ever had a PhD, kid? Ooh, that's good stuff.
If you say so.
Remember what I said, though. Don't kill them. At least not the innocent ones. You're a monster now. Make no mistake. One of the damned and the fallen. You need to hold on to every last shred of humanity you have.
Let's see if I get a little overzealous. What happens then?
And innocent's an innocent. You kill one, even a worthless bum, even by accident, and it's gonna cost you a piece of your own humanity. Bring you closer to that beast you got welling up inside you.
The beast? What exactly does that mean?
Beast, it's always there, waiting to take over. When it does, it's like a wild animal wearing your skin. Desperate, scared, reckless. He'll do anything to survive, and it's you that has to deal with the consequences.
So I can't kill anyone. That seems a little restricting, to say the least.
I said innocent humans. If some asshole levels a 12 gauge your way, you drain him, skin him, and bash in his skull. Self-preservation is the final part of humanity, after all. My favorite part, in fact.
I think I follow the
The
understanding.
only way to fight the beast is to keep in touch with your humanity and don't go hungry. It's a fine line.
Got it.
All right, now go feed. Careful, though. He's gonna drain fast.
Be back in a minute, as they say. So yes, you want to avoid draining your victims. Draining innocent humans will give you a penalty to your humanity. The lower your humanity, the closer you get to the beast. If your humanity gets too low, you will begin to lose control of your character. This is known as frenzying and may result in a masquerade violation if you are around humans. So feed on this bum, however, our health is already naturally healed. You don't lose blood naturally in this game. And maybe in the unofficial patch you do.
Yeah, you can do worse. There's some rats down the way. Think I'm kidding? You can survive feeding on animals. Stomach that kind of thing.
Worse than a bum's neck, the scarf tastes like old gym stocks.
Now, give it a try.
I'll think about it. Rats can be fed to gain a single blood point. You'll find some rats at the other end of the hallway, near the yellow windows. Killing rats is not no impact on humanity score. Never able to when they see live rats being sucked on. So we can't go over there and do it. However, since we are a Toreador, a more aristocratic, fancy vampire, I think it makes sense for us to not do so out of principle. However, unlike Ventrue, we do gain benefits, so if we're completely desperate, we may consider it.
Just couldn't bear it, huh? Ah, it's okay. A light kindred society goes down to that kind of thing anyway.
I can see why. I'm not down with rodent myself.
Keep it down. Got someone around the way here.
Just one guy?
Too much of a threat by himself, but you never know if there's more in shouting range. You're gonna have to sneak past.
Oh. Sneak where?
Across from us with the garage door. There's some double doors on the far side. I'll meet you at inside. Just stay low and stick to the shadows, and don't let him see you.
I'll do my best. See you in a minute.
All right, go.
Go on, as they say. As they say is now our character's catchphrase, apparently. He also likes acting like a complete dumbass to people he hasn't met before. There is not enough words to describe my inability to do basic things. Yes, our stealth is that orb is actually their likeliness to detect us. The bar underneath it determines our light. And the orb only factors in their chance to see us if they're looking at our general direction. Oh, now he's in the mood to walk over. God damn it. Yeah, I suck at stealth. There we go. So yes, an explosion will occur, he'll back out, and we can move on by without an issue.
Keep it quiet. They're inside here. Seems that shovelhead outside just got separated from his pack. He's wounded too. Go take care of him. Don't worry. He's probably greener than you.
That is pretty green.
Sabat, you see, they don't have the most rigorous training program. In fact, that poor sod is lucky if he knows he's a vampire.
How can that be?
He's probably just turned and beaten over the head. They like to do that with shock troops, cannon fodder, put him out of his misery.
I'll do my best then.
He is a vampire, so be ready.
As they say, I was born ready. I'm on it, as they say. God damn it. Anyways, here he is. Let's run away a bit to showcase celerity. Right now we don't have a weapon, just our fists. So we'll have to see what we can do without a weapon. However, with celerity, we'll hopefully be able to overwhelm him. Well, indeed, that seems to be the case. And we can pick up his weapon, a tire iron. Just picked up a tire iron. We press F1 until it is highlighted as our current weapon. And we can use H to holster. And whatnot. So if we need to bring up our weapon, we can now have a tire iron.
That's that. Sounds like we got another pack we're gonna go. Sabat are going all out. Better head up and avoid straight bullets.
Sounds like a good strategy, as they say. I'm trying not to actively say it, I just keep doing it now. In the unofficial patch, there's someone here to test out persuasion. And over here, we're actually going to sneak, because now we're going to try and perform a stealth kill. So let's get out our weapon and sneak behind him. There we go. You don't have to quite be behind them to actually do it. You just need to be behind them and be respectably close.
Not sure what's going on. Sounds like the Sabat's getting scattered. I'm gonna keep it here to the ground. Be careful going forward here. Could be a whole mess of them hold up.
The more the merrier, as they... Oh, didn't finish it there. Close enough. Now we're going to actually need to use Blood Bluff to improve our lockpicking to the point we're not complete imbeciles. Toreador have 3 unique disciplines. Auspex allows you to see the auras of others. Supernatural speed and celerity and presence. Personality, inspiring awe and fear is what presence is. Auspex is able to see people's auras. Blah, blah, blah. Used to see his aura through the wall. So we're going to pick up Auspex and... Excuse me? Anyways, Jack is over here.
I think they're cleared out. There's no need to go stirring up the hornet's nest till we know the score, though. Head through here. Come to an elevator around the way.
I'll meet you over there.
Don't let them catch you.
If I'm not there in 10 minutes, do me a favor and call the president. Presence is our next ability. We're gonna want to take out our weapon then. And inspire fear and terror into their minds! And probably die. Actually, we're not taking too much damage, so... I guess the strength debuff it does do is helping us out here. Not our complete lack of melee skill, though. Yeah, we just bash them in until they die, as they say. Celerity is a vampiric supernatural speed. Celerity is a passive or time-based discipline. Once you activate it, pay attention to the discipline timer. Celerity levels 2 and 5 is a Masquerade violent. Do not use it in Masquerade areas. And you cannot turn it back down. So since it has Celerity 2, we basically can't use it in public. So we'll have to do it in a combat area like we are in now, or the sewers. Scroll the mouse wheel to actually select Celerity. Right-click to activate it. Celerity is a very effective when used with a weapon. For example, tire iron. So then, charge, as they say. Ah! Uh-oh, he doesn't stand a chance in the long run. There we go. Here we're going to use to actually pick up an item so we can toss it, distracting the Sabbat guarding the door. Maybe a bit more elite or some shit. Of course, I got stuck and ended up being detected in the long run. This is why you play as Nosferatu when it's not your first try, so you don't get detected like that. On all seriousness, because you need to basically use the sewers, playing as a Nosferatu is not a great idea. And so is not playing a Malkavian your first try, because you don't know what the hell's going on.
Fucking Ubers. Gangbangers protecting their turf. Oh, man. I'm here thinking it's Sabat moving up in here. It's the fucking locals about to take one for the hood.
So what do we do then?
They probably seen too much. Here, take this 38. Fucking pea shooter, but a few shots and it'll take down a Uber.
Thanks.
Well, I'm gonna want it back, so don't go die and lose it. I don't use guns much. They're noisy, they're clumsy, practically useless against vampires, but still, the Kindred's gotta keep up with the times. And in modern-day Los Angeles, that means coming strapped.
Useless against vampires.
Yeah, some are more lethal than others, of course. Watch out for those shotguns. Ouch, those things get smart, I tell you.
I hear your understanding.
Clear out what's left. Can't have them running their mouths about idiots. I'm gonna make sure there's no straggling around outside.
Okay. So guys, ranged combat. Actually, later on, I think ranged combat is very good, but early on it's shit. Although early weapons are nearly unusable. Since not only are they inaccurate, they tend not to hit that hard. Over here is some more ammunition, which we're going to take. And there's some rats. However, we're not too desperate, so we're going to take this elevator since that door is locked and we can't lockpick it. We'll be fighting humans. And the thing is with humans, you can actually feed on them mid-combat. And generally, if you're going to feed on someone, you're going to want to hit them first, unless your brawl skill is pretty nice. Because brawl also affects your feeding chance in combat. Most of the time, you're going to need to hit someone over the head first, though. Because I think you always succeed if they're like in a stun animation. And cause is not the only solution for sticky situation. You can also use your feats and disciplines and dial. When you're able to do this, your response will show up in different colors and fonts that are indicated below, as you can see there. Let's pick up that baseball bat. I prefer it over the tire iron.
That's it, kiddo. Just like that, it's all over. Everyone slinks back to their corners in the city for the night.
That's it. It's all over.
Until the next night when the Camarilla finds somewhere to strike back. Parry, dodge, spin and all that, and so on and so on and so on.
I'm already getting a headache.
To be honest, came at an interesting time, let's say. The Camarilla and the Sabat. Now, in LA, these are the new kids on the block. There's already plenty of kindred had stakes down in California long before them. Now, we got every ancient kindred rivalry playing out all over the city. A lot of tension out there. A lot of fear. A lot of jittery, high-strung predators clinging to their little pieces of eternity. Oh, boy. I think they're looking for you outside. Guess you got a cab to catch. Was hoping to fill you in on a little bit more, but hell, you'll figure it all out. If you make it back, stop in at the last round. There's this bar downtown here. I'll fill you in on the politics. That's the stuff that'll kill you. Good luck.
Thanks. Receive 2 character points. By pressing the C key, you can access your character sheet and spend your experience points where you see fit. Experience will stay in your available experience pool. Your haven.
Hello, LA. You're up way past your bedtime.
And I think with that, having done the tutorial, I think everyone should have a nice day. For Doom is signing out. Goodbye.